Hi everyone, welcome to my treasure Dawat. Hope you are doing good.
And we also hope that you're having a wonderful Christmas season with your friends and your family.
So today I will be painting the nativity scene and sharing a really important message on this beautiful Christmas Eve.
And so, on that note, let's get started. Every Christmas, we are surrounded by imagery of the nativity scene. We see it on cards, ornaments, crib sets, church stages, and social media feeds. It's familiar, almost comforting. But the danger of familiarity is that we stop being amazed by what the nativity scene is all about. We stop asking why this moment in history matters so very much. Because when you really slow down and look at it, the nativity is not a soft or safe story at all. It's shocking, it's disruptive. It's God choosing to enter the human story in the most unexpected way possible. Not as a king in a palace, not as a warrior on a battlefield, but as a baby in a feeding trough meant for animals.
Centuries before this moment, Isaiah prophesied it when he said, "The virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Immanuel."
And Matthew, in Matthew chapter 1, verse 23, explains that Immanuel means God with us. Not God above us, not God far away from us, but God with us. When you look into every other religious system and mythology known to man, the contrast is stunning. In many ancient stories and folklore, when gods came to earth, they came to demand, to dominate, or to destroy. You can see this in Greek mythology, Norse mythology, Egyptian mythology, and so on. Their presence often brought fear, chaos, or judgment. Humanity existed to serve them.
But Jesus completely flips this narrative. The true and living God didn't show up to take something from us, He came to give Himself to us. John tells us, "The Word became flesh and dwelt among us."
The word dwelt literally means to tabernacle, which basically means God came to make His home among us. God wasn't just visiting us, He stepped into our broken world and chose to stay with us.
What makes this even more powerful is how He chose to come. If God wanted efficiency, this was the least efficient way possible. He didn't arrive as a fully formed adult, powerful and untouchable. He chose vulnerability. He chose pregnancy and the pain of labor to enter into His own creation. He chose dependence. He chose to be born through a woman, just like every one of us.
He chose to grow, to learn, and to wait. Luke tells us that Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. That means God willingly embraced the limitations of being a human. He experienced hunger, exhaustion, sorrow, rejection, and misunderstanding. Hebrews reminds us that we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses. Jesus doesn't just know about human pain, He has felt it in its purest and most raw form. And unlike every other idea of divinity, Jesus did not demand service. On the contrary, he came and served. Jesus himself said, "The Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many."
He cleansed the lepers when society avoided them. He healed the sick who couldn't repay him. He ate with sinners and outcasts. He washed the feet of his own disciples, showing that true greatness in God's kingdom looks like humility and love. Righteousness, according to Jesus, was never about religious status, it was always about the heart.
Even the Nativity quietly points us towards the tomb. From being laid in a stone trough to being laid in a stone tomb, from the very beginning, Jesus was moving towards surrender and the price he came to pay for us all. Paul writes that though he was in very nature God, he did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing, taking the very nature of a servant.
And when Jesus gave his life on the cross, the veil in the temple was torn from top to bottom. The separation between God and humanity was removed. Religion ended and access began. Through Jesus, we now have direct access to the Father. As it says in Hebrews 4:16, let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence.
But the story doesn't end with the cross or even with the resurrection. Immanuel didn't stop being God with us when Jesus ascended into heaven. Before he left, Jesus promised, "Surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." That promise is fulfilled through the Holy Spirit, whom Jesus sent to dwell within us.
The same God who walked among humanity now lives inside of his people. And Jesus didn't just heal, restore, cleanse, and set the captives free, but he commissioned us to continue that work.
Christianity is not about striving to reach God. In fact, it is about living from the reality that God has already reached us and now resides with us. So, as Charlotte paints this nativity scene, I am reminded that this isn't just a Christmas tradition, it's a declaration of who God truly is. A God who comes close, a God who understands, a God who serves, a God who saves, a God who walks with humanity, suffers with humanity, and redeems humanity. Immanuel, God with us, not just then, but now and always.
So, this is the final look of my painting. If you enjoyed this video and were blessed by it, please let us know in the comments. And if you are new around here, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching.
And once again, we hope you are having a wonderful Christmas season. And we both want to wish you a very
Very
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
See you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.